Last time on Constantine's Soapbox, we talked magic. We taught how it's played, the basics. Now, let's walk the walk. If you like, hit like. The goal is to demonstrate some gameplay. Let's get into it. I will not be playing a bot this time. I will be playing standard ranked, and I'll be using a mono white deck. That means that I don't have any other colors in this deck except for white. That also means that I only have white lands. Alright. Disclaimer, I might lose. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Alright. Okay. Alright, so now I know my opponent goes first, and there's a couple things I want to check first. First thing I like to check is how much mana I have. Usually, a good rule of thumb is to start with 3 mana, 2 to 3 mana is a good starting place. Here, it shows that I have 1 basic plains. However, I have a very unique card that we haven't gone over, where it can either serve as a land or a creature, but I have to decide that before I play it. In this case, I would prefer to have 2 basic lands, so I'm going to mulligan and start with 6 cards instead of 7. Okay, I think this is a lot better. So I'm going to have to choose a card to discard, and in this case, I'm going to choose to discard my Luminous Broodmoth, mostly because I want to demonstrate my enchantment and instant here. Okay, let's go. Ordinarily, I would keep that so I can play it on my 4th turn for the 4 mana. Okay, it's opponent's turn. I can tell because it's blue. Aw, he's being nice. Let's say hello back. Okay, so first, I'm going to play 1 white mana, and because I have 1 mana here, I can play this card because it only costs 1 mana. Alright, I end my turn. While the opponent's going, I'm going to talk about some of its card effects. So it has Vigilance. That means that when it attacks, it does attack. Usually when you do an attack for a creature, it taps instantly. The second effect it has is lifelink. That means that when it deals damage to a creature or an opponent, you gain life equal to its power, so the number on the bottom left. Alright, so now it's my turn. I draw a card. I untap my mana. I'm going to play a new mana. And then I'm going to just attack. So let's demonstrate that Vigilance and lifelink. So I attack. He doesn't have anything to defend because he's tapped. And he doesn't have any mana to play an instant card to counter me. Attack. Notice that my creature isn't tapped like my opponent is because it has Vigilance. And notice that my life point went up by 1 because it has lifelink. I'm going to end my turn. During his turn, I'm going to play an instant card. I usually wait until the end of his turn just so he doesn't exactly know what I'm going to play. And it puts a little pressure. So now he played a mana and he's activating an ability. This ability is called Landfall. This is brand new to me. Landfall says that whenever you play a card, it can activate a special ability. In this case, it's able to get a +2/+2 for its power and toughness. So now it's going to be a 3/3 attacker. That's going to be a big boy. I'm going to resolve it. He also has the ability where he cannot be blocked by creatures with a power less than 2. Since my creature's power is 1, I can't block it. I suspect he's gonna swing at my face. And he chose murder. Oh, that's painful. Before he ends his turn, it's time for me to play an instant. So the difference between instant and sorcery. Instant, I can play it on my turn or my opponent's turn. Sorcery, I only can play it on my turn. Let's play this instant. Here, I'm going to gain life, so I'm going to go back to 20, and I'm going to draw a card. Giving me card advantage. Now it's my turn. Okay. Now I'm going to play a mana. And I'm going to play one of my favorite cards. I'm going to play Banishing Light. So Banishing Light is an enchantment. It's different from Sorcery and Instants because it doesn't go straight to the discard pile. It stays on the field until its effect is no longer applied or the opponent destroys it. Just for demonstration, I'm going to banish his card. So banish means that it is not in the discard pile, right? It means that it is exiled from the game. Think of it like being in jail. He's put in jail and he has to find some card to bail it out. Alright? I'm going to choose to... I'm not going to attack. I'm going to end my turn. Alright, so he played a very powerful card. He can't attack unless he has a 1/1 creature, which he does. So this thing can attack on his turn. I am going to go ahead and block it because he's going to lose his disadvantage. Because I have lifelink, I'm going to gain life in that exchange. I'm going to choose to tap 3 mana and play my my queen. I'm also going to use this unique card that I was telling you about. It can either serve as a land or a creature. In this case, I want it to be a land. It comes in tapped. I can never use it as a creature. This instance of it, I can never use as a creature. If I draw another version, though, I can play it either as a land or a creature, but I have to decide beforehand. Okay, so he played a 1/1, right? So now he can attack with this creature. And he has that creature and it has haste, and that's no bueno. He's probably going to play a land now so that way he can get... No, he's not. He's not. Okay, he's swinging here. Alright, he has 1 mana left. Likelihood he's going to play an instant to increase this thing's attack. I'm going to go ahead and let that happen so that way I can demonstrate instant effects from the opponent. But he could play it on his turn as well. And he does. He chose to increase his attack so that way I can lose my Linden. And that's the play. Alright, now I can show you a Planeswalker. It's not going to survive very long, but I really want to show this off. So let's go ahead and play his Planeswalker. Notice he's going to be played on a separate part of the field. He's going to play on the right. And I'm also going to use my last mana to play this card. So, once per turn, notice that it's blue, I can activate his ability. In this case, I'm going to use his +1 ability to make this a +1/+1 creature. I could use his other ability, but that will reduce his loyalty counter, and it'll make him easier to kill. So let's use his first ability on this creature. And I'm running low on time, so I'm probably going to end this video pretty soon. Alright. Fabled Passage. So this is a unique land. It has the ability of discarding itself, right? So he taps it and sacrifices it. He can search his deck and get a new land. So if you have like a card that requires specific land combinations, especially when you're a multicolored land like he does, he has red and green, having cards like that will help you from being what I call le mana screwed. Being mana screwed sucks because then, actually I'm going to let that pass because I'm going to let him win this game. Being mana screwed means that you don't have the mana to the appropriate mana to play the cards you need, and sometimes you can just outright lose the game because of it. Alright, well, I'm going to swing and tell him good game because he has advantage. But yeah, I have 30 seconds. I'm going to let him swing with everything in his little tiny heart. Oh, he's playing an enchantment here. This is a Saga. Saga cards are a special type of enchantment. Each point in his turn, one of the effects will occur. When he initially played the card, he created a 1/1 creature. When it's his second turn, he gets to add +1/+1 to a creature that he controls. On his third turn, then the creature with power of 4 or greater, if you control one, you get to draw a card, and then the fourth one, which will destroy the enchantment, he gets to create a gold token, which I don't know what that does. Here he decided to make this really strong, to make me cry, and he's going to swing at my face, because murder is the name of the game. Okay. Now, I'm probably going to concede after he attacks, just to keep this video shorter than that 15-minute requirement. But hopefully I was able to show some of the card effects. I was able to go over some instants, a planeswalker, enchantments. I don't remember going over any sorceries. Oh, there's a sorcery. Yes, sorcery. So sorceries can only be played during your turn, and during main phase. In this case, he's going to be using sorcerer to deal damage, and that X is the amount of mana that, is the... Okay, it deals X damage divided as you choose among up to 2 targets. If X is 6 or more, it deals damage. Okay, cool. So he dealt damage to me using a sorcery card that he could only play. Okay, so X is the amount of extra mana he paid in addition to the 2 red mana. And that's how much damage he was able to split up against all my monsters. So he's going to go ahead and swing. He dealt that much damage, and for sake of time, I'm going to concede. Good game, and concede. Yeah. So, that was an example of how to play. We went over instants, we went over sorcery, we went over enchantments, some special enchantments such as sagas. We went over planeswalkers, which I didn't cover last time, but I'm glad I was able to show it. And we just showed the general flow of the game. I hope this helps. I hope it gives you I hope it solidifies your understanding of how the game is played. And if you have any comments, put them in the comments. All right. This was Constantine's Soapbox. Till next time.